3, 2, 1.
Oh, you.
Hold on, I'm on camera now.
You ain't started, dude.
No? It's on. Mm-hmm. Can you turn it off and we're gonna start over?
Yep. You ready?
I think DC and Detroit have a lot in common. I think both cities really get a bad rap. And I think that the people who actually live in these two cities know that that's not all there is and that that is an incomplete story. And so we got really excited about the idea of allowing young people to tell their own versions of the stories of their cities, to really lay claim to their cities and their identities, and to disrupt that dominant narrative around their cities that isn't always positive and isn't complete. My name is Nicole Jost. I'm the Artistic Director of Young Playwrights Theater, YPT. The 524 Project is a collaboration between YPT, InsideOut Literary Arts Project in Detroit, with the support of Meridian Hill Pictures, an amazing film production company. And the goal of the project is to connect students in DC and Detroit through the media of playwriting and poetry, and use technology to bridge the 524 miles that separate DC and Detroit.
I am DC. You think you know me. You think I'm between ghetto and glorious. Most think I'm a cage with few openings. Some view me as a great person just with big shadows. Once you meet me and stop listening to rumors, you will find out that though I have flaws, my personality overpowers it. I'm actually a city of soul. That cage that you saw is actually a home full of opportunities and greatness. Everything that makes me is made of pride. And that's as far as I got.
A really important mile marker in our process with our students was the introduction of this one prompt, and that prompt was called I am, and then the name of the city. So I am DC or I am Detroit. And in both classes, that just seemed to be, a lightning rod for students. All of a sudden, they were really stepping up to define their city and say what it was through their eyes.
I am Detroit. You think you know me. You think I am ghetto and dangerous, but really I am beautiful. You see graffiti as a form of territory marked by gangs and violence, but I see it as an art. I see my citizens enduring any tragedy ever sent towards them. I see one citizen die and 1,000 citizens mourn for them. I am able to see the true beauty. I am able to see what my citizens truly are. I see crime, yes, but I also see this city growing in size, power, integrity, and morals.
With the program itself, it was really important to us that the two classes be able to connect with each other. And so instead of really expensive video conferencing equipment, we actually decided to purchase some iPads and outfit them as cameras, which is really cool technology. And at the same time, we decided to use Google Hangouts as our method of exchange, of connecting our two cities.
We can see you. Our students are going to come speak directly to the camera.
Our very first hangout, our very first exchange between the students, we were so excited. We had the two classes together. We had the iPads all set. We were ready to connect the two classrooms and also broadcast that online. And it didn't work.
We have no sound. I can see you, but not hear you.
No. It's just the technology.
There was this one moment, this one road bump, where students, particularly in DC, were, struggling to understand what is the focus of bringing these two cities together. And some students latched onto this idea of, are we competing? Because they had been coming up with words to describe themselves, words to describe Detroit, and vice versa, and they were looking at it as kind of a comparison. And so for a while, there was a little bit of a perceived beef between the cities. And actually what happened, which is really cool, is that the students took it upon themselves to say, you know what, this is not a direction we want to go.
DC, if you're gonna love me, you must know. I've experienced the struggle, but from the bottom, up is the only way to go. I am the all-day hustler, but soon I will grow. With my grind, I will shine through the rain and snow. I will wait for my chance, knowing that day I will glow. DC, if you're going to love me, you must be patient, because soon enough I'll be too hot to even touch. And on that day I want to look up and know that you're awaiting, because that day we'll be collaborating. And the whole world can only say congratulations. DC, this picture I'm painting is not fabricated. Let's turn this picture into reality instead of just imagining it.
So don't think of us as just the enemy. You're more to us. You're akin to me. Don't think of this as an apology, more like a prodigy. 524 Project is why we speak. Down to the road, through the woods, and to Detroit, where everything is the same as DC.
For the culmination of the 524 project, we wanted to celebrate the students' work and we wanted to share that work with a large community. It was very important to us that the final performance be accessible if you live in DC, if you live in Detroit, and if you live anywhere across the country. We decided that we would record pieces from both DC and Detroit so that those would be played in either city, and then we would stream that for a live audience as opposed to making the whole thing happening on live streaming.
Uptown, downtown, Eastern River, and Capitol Hill. DC is a Frederick Douglass house coursing through my veins, singing sweet abolitionist blues. We shall overcome. Pulsate through the walls of the White House because Americans had enough faith to let a Kenyan run this country for the past 6 years. The victors of struggle sit on the 92 with their gold medals cradled in their arms, clinging to their shirts because their arms aren't long enough to grasp the rails. Their wealth lies in their Safeway bags, because years of forced illiteracy allowed us to tap into the roots of oral storytelling so generations told generations how to create a novel of beautiful dishes that the descendants should rob the nutrients from, and grow up and lay the mortar that my feet kisses as they worship the fact that Stokely Carmichael shouted, "Hell no, we won't go down these streets because our king had been dethroned."
At the very end of the show, we kind of turned the iPad on and connected the cities live, and it was just a huge celebratory moment.
1, 2, 3, Detroit, take a bow.
And of course, 3, 2, 1.
We're really interested in just making this model available and really talking about this with other organizations that might want to work with youth in whatever form, for whatever purpose. But saying, these are some tools that we use to bring students together. This is how we did what we did. These were the good things, these were the not so good things, these were the challenges and road bumps, these were the successes. What do you think? Have you ever tried something like this before? Do you have any desire to try something like this? And really share that information with the field. But I would love to see some kind of, web of students creating and sharing and telling each other, hey, this is what it's like to live where I live. What is it like to live where you live? And can I tell you my story through my own eyes? And I want to hear yours. I think that would just be really amazing and would be such a gift to our country and our world.
And thank you and goodbye. Wave goodbye to DC.